I see most people on the internet as politicians. They don't really believe half the things they say, they just follow whatever the crowd wants to hear because that's where the money is, and we're all aware of it on some level. But then, there's PBD. This guy took follow the money to a whole new level. Most people only know him from the podcast where he talks business, politics, success, and all that. But what they don't know is that PBD has been jumping on every trend since the early 2000s. Whatever was popular at the time, he tried it. Whatever made money, he sold it. You remember that era when everyone was selling courses and promising to make you a millionaire? Yeah, Patrick Bet David was one of the OGs in that game. Before the podcast fame, he created PHP Agency. And if you've never heard of it, imagine mixing insurance with a multi-level marketing pitch. He made it sound like you weren't just selling insurance, you were becoming an entrepreneur, your own boss, building a team, creating generational wealth, all the classic lines. Here's him promising people they could make tens of thousands of dollars a month if they just got into his program.
It all depends on how big you want to build it. We have a lot of people that get started with us that part-time, they simply get their insurance license to do this part-time. They get trained, somebody goes out there and helps them out, and you can make anywhere between $1,000, $5,000, even some make $10,000, $20,000 a month part-time. Then there's people that want to become marketing directors, similar to real estate, where you become a broker, you run your own office, you have your own agency. You can make as much money as you want to make with that, $10,000, $50,000. We've even had people make $100,000 in a month. And then you can become a chairman's counsel, which is somebody that has a vision to want to build a national agency, and that kind of income can go into the multi-7-figure income.
And of course, if you're out here claiming you can make everyone rich, you've got to look rich yourself, right?
What would you say your net worth is with all this stuff, equity, everything?
I think I'm close to $500 million.
And of course, just like any classic scam setup, he also showed off a few buddies who made it through his program and were out buying supercars.
When I look at the stories today and I look at the people, the life they're living, I remember when I first met George when he always had an Infiniti, and he always had these cars. He's driving a 488, got an Audi for himself, got one for his dad. You got Jason driving around in a red Aston Martin, beautiful, gorgeous Aston Martin. Then you hear Vargas buys a yellow Lamborghini, brand new 2019, 2020. And then Ricky just bought a black Lamborghini he just bought. We got a bunch of guys with Z06s and Corvettes. And then Sapalas just bought a Rolls Royce black drop dead gold.
But sometimes the truth slips out without you even noticing.
Why do you decide these things?
Because I'm broke. Because I don't have money right now. I don't have money right now.
Here's the trick. The money wasn't in selling insurance. The real money was in recruiting people into PHP. People paid upfront fees, training costs, and monthly charges. The business model fed on the agents, not on real customers. And most of those people never made anything close to what they were promised. They were basically buying into a dream while the people at the top got paid. PBD knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't build a system that helped people succeed. He built one where people had to keep paying just to stay in the game. And when that wave started dying down, he moved to the next trend, then the next one. And eventually the podcast took off. Suddenly he's reinvented as this wise business mentor, and most people have no idea he used to run one of the most textbook pyramid scheme. But now in the podcast world, he has to look for whatever side is the most popular at the moment and ride that wave. And when he got into the business, the right-wing crowd was booming. He didn't need any more convincing, so he branded himself as this Christian, conservative, anti-immigration culture warrior. He put all of it into his image, and sure enough, he got everything that comes with that audience.
But no, if Democrats are really that concerned about increasing the median income, then stop allowing 10 million illegal immigrants to come here. And if Trump's got the brass to get a Tom Homan, who's another gangster, to get everybody to get out who's illegal, and that hurts his billionaire friends that are hiring people for cheap labor, well, then that could be a complete different argument being made, saying, hey, what are you doing here? You're kind of hurting us a little bit.
It's honestly kind of ironic. A guy who wasn't even born here being so anti-immigration, like, come on. And this happens all the time. When someone is trying to fit into a crowd that normally wouldn't accept them, they end up overproving themselves. They push extra hard, even if it means going against people from their own background just to look loyal to the new group. PBD is originally Iranian, and now when you watch his podcast, he's constantly throwing in negative comments about his own country just to keep his audience happy.
As a person that was born in Iran, yes, I can't stand this regime. On who though? Who did that? So yeah, for me, the most consistent thing behind the chaos in the Middle East has been Iran.
Look, I don't want to get into politics at all. I just want to say this. If you're attacking your own nation just to make your audience happy, I don't care which nation it is. You've already lost all respect from me, and PBD does this all the time. Like, bro, if you're out here cheering for your own country to get hit or fall apart, there's definitely something off. And of course, PBD is always following the money, or in this case, the attention. The biggest debate online lately has been about Israel, and of course he had to jump on that too, but he embarrassed himself so badly in that discussion that I don't even know how to put it into words. Just watch it and decide for yourself.
Let me tell you what Israel needs. Oh my God, they need this. If they have the brass to do it. If they have the brass to do it. Are you ready?
Okay.
This is going to be the craziest idea I'm going to put out there. And please, if you support it, cut it, clip it, put it on X, and let's see what people say about it. I believe the way to save Israel, for them to be humbled, is Israel needs a roast like the Tom Brady roast.
Wow.
Put Netanyahu in the middle, bring Kevin Hart, Andrew Schultz, Dave Smith, bring, who's the guy, Kill Tony, who is the other guy, who's the other guy that plays Biden?
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Not Tony Hinchcliffe, the other guy.
Shane Gillis.
He was Shane Gillis. Bring Shane Gillis. Bring all of these comedians and let them do a 3-hour roast on Israel. Let them make so much fun of them, so much of it. And if you can take it, then the world is finally going to be like, all right, let's move on. We got it out of our system.
Yeah.
But they won't let it happen.
No.
You know what? Do the roast. Bibi, go do the roast. If not Bibi, who else is the biggest person like that to do the roast? Who is the face of the Israel? It's really only Bibi, right? Do you guys remember when Snoop roasted Trump and Trump sat in the middle
Sat there like
and
a
said,
boss.
it ain't the first time you kicked out a black man out of his house?
Yeah.
You know, when he told the joke about Obama and all this.
Yeah.
And he just sat in the middle.
Yeah, laughing.
Guess
taking
what? Bibi needs a flippin' roast and bring the goats that do some painful stuff. Do you remember how painful some of the roasts were? Hey, while your wife was doing
my
jujitsu
God.
and whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my! And hey, Robert Kraft was at a massage this,
Yeah.
and it's like, hey, don't say anything about Robert Kraft. And don't say about. Guess
take
what
it.
happened afterwards, Brady?
Take it.
Brady's, it's like, all right, we're over it.
And then he got the crap on them at the
Yeah,
end.
and then it's like we're done.
Yeah.
But I yeah.
good,
I don't
yeah.
know, man. I think if you hired me as a marketing agency, and we definitely won't take money from you. But if you came and you hired us and we were to give any kind of ideas, what are you doing? By the way, would you want to see that roast?
Oh.
Which roast would you rather watch, Tom Brady or Bibi Netanyahu?
Bibi Netanyahu.
Would you pay to watch that roast?
100% I want to see them go after him. Oh, yeah. And then let him come back. You get to get it all dumped on you, sit there and take it on the chin, and then you go.
By the way, actually, what happens if he agrees to that roast?
Probably one of the most viewed things. It'd be the most viewed roast past Tom
No.
Brady.
What do you think happens to Israel?
People stop talking about it as much.
What do you think happens to Israel? Do you think it becomes like, all right, this was kind of funny. All right, we got it kind of our system.
So at first I thought he was just joking, or maybe it was some weird sense of humor. But no, this guy is seriously out here giving advice to Netanyahu, a man the ICC has arrest warrants for over war crimes. And PBD's big idea is that the punishment should be for him to get roasted by a bunch of comedians. Like, what is this guy smoking? He even says the other side will move on if this happens. Bro, tens of thousands of people have been killed. Everything is documented. The whole world has seen it. You really think anyone cares whether Netanyahu gets roasted on stage? That's your solution? And the crazy part is how he keeps insisting on this idea like he just discovered some genius strategy. Even after the podcast, he kept repeating the same thing everywhere he went.
So I have a crazy idea for Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel as well as the world. If you like it, tag the world, share with everybody. If not, just move on. I think the world needs a comedic roast of Benjamin Netanyahu, sitting right in the middle with the greatest comedians in the world from America, from the Middle East, from Egypt, from everywhere. Just making fun of Benjamin Netanyahu for 2 hours, just like they did with Trump many, many years ago, just like they did with Tom Brady. And Tom doesn't like stuff like this. Neither does Trump, but they took it. And what happened? All the people that hated Brady, they moved on. All the people that hated Trump were like, let me go to the next person now. I think the temperatures are very high. What's going on there and what's happened there, it's terrible. It's not slowing down. People are going back and forth. Why not create a setting for people to say everything they want to get it off their chest? So nobody sits there and says, well, I feel like there's nothing I can say about Israel because if I do, I'm going to get canceled. Here's your opportunity to come and say whatever you want to say. Number two, here's Israel's opportunity to say, listen, we don't walk on water. We also have issues. Make fun of us. Let's move on. Trust me. There's a lot of people that are going to hate this idea, absolutely hate this idea. But I think the world needs a comedic roast of Benjamin Netanyahu. And quite frankly, I also think Israel and Bibi need this as well. What do you think? If you like it, retweet.
Yeah, this is honestly one of the weirdest takes I've ever seen someone drop over such a serious issue, and I can't look at this guy the same anymore. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel.